हरे कृष्ण ग्रंथराज Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in story from chapter 97 the killing of Kaṁsa Canto 10. Accepting the challenge, Lord Krishna paired off with Chanura and Lord Balrama paired off with Mushtika. They locked themselves hand to hand, leg to leg, chest to chest, and head to head, and began striking one another. Gradually, all the techniques of wrestling were exhibited to the highest degree as each of the fighters dragged his opponent, shoved him, crushed him in his embrace, threw him down forcefully, lifted him into the air, and held him down. All the women, considering the contest to be an unfair fight between the strong and the weak, felt greatly anxiety due to compassion. They addressed one another as follows: "What a greatly sinful act this audience is committing! Just as the king happily watches this fight between the strong and the weak, they also enjoy seeing it. What comparison can there be between these two professional wrestlers whose strong bodies resemble mountains and these two young boys with tender limbs? Religious principles have certainly been violated in this assembly, and so no civilized person should remain here. A wise person should not enter an assembly if he knows that the persons there are committing acts of impropriety. If after entering such an assembly one fails to speak the truth or pleads ignorance, he will certainly incur sin. Just see the lotus face of Krishna as he darts around his foe, his face covered with drops of perspiration caused by the strenuous fight resembles a lotus flower with dew. Don't you see the face of Balrama with eyes that are copper red from his anger toward Mustika, and its beauty enhanced by his laughter and his absorption in the fight? How pious is the land of Vraja, where the primeval personality of Godhead, disguising himself with human traits, wanders about performing his pastimes. What austerities must the gopis have performed so that with, with their eyes they always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's form, which is the essence of loveliness. When the gopis hear Krishna playing his flute as he leaves in the morning with his cows or returns in the evening, they quickly come out of their houses to see him. They must have performed many pious activities to be able to see him as he walks on the road. His smiling face mercifully glancing upon them. Upon hearing the lady's statements, Vasudeva and Devaki became very aggrieved, while Krishna, understanding the lady's anxiety, made up his mind to kill his opponent. Thereafter, three blows of Lord Krishna's fists fell like lightning bolts upon Chanura's body, causing him great pain. Becoming furious, Chanura made a final attempt by pun- pouncing, pouncing upon Krishna, striking him in the chest with both fists joined together. Krishna was not disturbed in the least, however, and he caught Chanura by the hands and began whirling him around so that simply by the centrifugal force the wrestler died. Krishna then threw Chanura's body onto the ground with great force, causing his ornaments to scatter here and there. Meanwhile, Mustika struck Balarama with great force, but when Balarama responded with a violent blow with the palm of his hand, Mustika began to tremble all over with great pain. Then, while vomiting blood, he fell down dead onto the ground, like a tree knocked over by a strong wind. Other wrestlers then came to fight. Being attacked by Kuta, Balrama nonchalantly killed him with a blow from his left fist. Krishna kicked the wrestler Shala in the head with his toes, breaking it into two halves. Then he dealt with the wrestler Toshala in the same manner. At this point, the remaining wrestlers fled in fear. Krishna and Balarama then summoned the cowherd boys, who quickly came and surrounded them, congratulating the two lords while dancing and sporting to the accompaniment of their musical instruments. Ex- except for Kaṁsa, everyone in the audience rejoiced, clapping in ecstasy, while the Brahmanas exclaimed, "Excellent, excellent!" Seeing how his best wrestlers had been killed, Kaṁsa ordered that the drums being beaten to celebrate Krishna's victory be stopped. Kaṁsa then commanded, "Drive these two wicked sons of Vasudeva out of the city. Confiscate all the property of the cowherd man and arrest them. Arrest that fool Nanda. Kill that evil fool Vasudeva and also kill my father Ugrasena along with his followers, for they have all sided with my enemies." Krishna became very angry Krishna became very angry while hearing Kamsa rave like this. Within an instant, he jumped over Kamsa's girds onto the royal platform. Kamsa was prepared for this, however, and taking out of his sword, he began to wield it madly, left and right, up and down, and this way and that. Nonetheless, Krishna grabbed Kamsa just as Garuda might pounce upon a snake. When Kamsa seized when Krishna seized Kamsa by the hair, the crown was knocked off his head. Krishna then dragged Kamsa down from his elevated throne, and as the king was lying upon the wrestling mat, the Lord straddled his chest and began striking him again and again with his fist. Simply by the blows of Krishna's fist, Kamsa gave up his life. Then, as a lion drags a dead elephant, Krishna dragged Kamsa's dead body along the ground in full view of everyone present, just to reassure his parents. There arose a tumultuous roar on all sides as some expressed their jubilation while others their lamentation. Kamsa had always been worried by the thought that the Supreme Lord was going to kill him. Therefore, while drinking, eating, moving about, sleeping, or sitting quietly, he had always seen Krishna before him with disc in hand. Because of this, Kamsa achieved a form like that of the Lord. Kamsa's eight younger brothers, headed by Kanka, next attacked Krishna in a rage, seeking revenge. Because they were his maternal uncles, Krishna ordered Balarama to kill them, which he easily did with the help of his club. At this time, drums were heard resounding in the sky, and the demigods rained flowers on Krishna with great pleasure. As the demigods chanted his praises, their wives danced. Kamsa's wives and brothers then came and embraced the dead bodies of their husbands. Overwhelmed with grief, they were crying loudly and beating their foreheads with their fists. These ladies cried out, "O Master, O dear one, by your being killed, we have also been slain. Bereft of you, this city has lost its beauty, just as we have, and all good fortune has come to an end. O dear one, you have been brought to this state because of the terrible violence you committed against innocent creatures. How can one who harms others attain happiness? Taking compassion upon them, Krishna consoled his aunts as far as possible and arranged for the funeral rites to be performed. Krishna and Balrama then released their mother and father from bondage and offered obeisances to them by touching their heads to their feet. Knowing Krishna and Balrama to be the lords of the universe, however, Vasudeva and Devaki did not embrace them in turn, but simply stood there with folded hands. Hare Krishna.